All right. Well, you guys, welcome back. If you are new here, we are the Habit team. The Habit is a nutrition coaching company made for women by women. Our program is built for you with coaches who put your goals, lifestyle, and personality first. If you want to learn more about us, head to the episode notes or go to thehabit.com. That's habit with a Y to either request more information or book your free discovery call.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the podcast. It's Coach Champagne, and here we have Coach Carly. She's had some big life updates since she was on the mic last. If you don't know, Carly just had a baby. Carly, how's it going?
It is going so well. Of course, having a new baby comes with its own challenges, ups and downs, but it's so cliche. I feel like it's so cliche to say, but since having her in our family, I can't imagine our family really any other way. What was life even like before her?
Yeah.
She's just so adorable. Jack loves being a big brother. When she wakes up in the morning, he wants to run into her room and tell her good morning and get her out and loves to try to make her laugh. It's the cutest thing how he's such a great big brother.
Oh my gosh, that's fun. Is he at an age where he can be a little helpful where he's going and grabbing diapers, or is he a little too young where he doesn't fully understand that yet?
He's 3.5, and so he is full on is obsessed with helping.
He's there.
Yes, I think it's that age where most kids are they want to be mom and dad's helper. If you ask them truly, if you truly need help, it's they know that you're oh, mom does need help. I need to help her, and it's they find joy in that. So yeah, I'll be changing her diaper in the living room on the floor because that's life, and I'll roll up the diaper hey, can you go put this in the diaper pail? And he'll go and put it in the diaper pail or grab me a diaper or I'll oh gosh, I don't have a spit up rag. Can you grab me a spit up rag? And he'll grab it. It's he loves helping. He was totally invested in her. And he'll be hi, little lady. Hi, sweetheart. I'm why are you so Southern?
No. Oh, yeah, truly his Southern roots coming out. That's
so
cute. Oh my gosh. Has he come up with any weird nicknames yet? Or is it just sweetheart and lady?
No, we call her Shar, which I really wanted.
That's adorable.
Yeah, her name is Charlotte, and I really wanted I'm oh my gosh, nickname Charlie, and I'm Carly. Charlotte, so adorable, but Charlie hasn't really
cute.
It hasn't really rolled off my tongue yet, so we call her Shar or Shar. So he it's hi Shar, which sounds so goofy, but that's just he's Jack, and she is Shar.
Oh my gosh. Another question that popped up when you were saying that, has he ever seen a really dirty diaper and started gagging or get grossed out?
No, not yet. He's more so honestly, even when he sees her poop and he's up in there trying to watch me change her diaper, he's not grossed out about it. He'll see it, and maybe because it doesn't quite look like poop yet, because breast milk poops are yellow. Yeah, they're yellow, and they honestly don't. This is gonna sound weird to anyone who doesn't have kids, but they honestly don't stink that bad. They're sweet. They don't really smell like adult poop until they start eating solids. Whenever you start that around 4 months, 6 months.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe he just doesn't correlate. It's not a brown solid poop
Stinky.
He has, and it does not doesn't stink that bad. So he's not super grossed out, but sometimes when I give him a diaper to throw it away, he's is there poo-poo in there? And actually yesterday he fell on a diaper that was rolled up.
No.
And he fell on it. It was rolled up. It was just a pee diaper, and he fell on it. He goes, "Did I get all poo-poo or pee-pee on my back?" I was no, you didn't.
It's gonna traumatize the child if he does that. Oh, that sounds like he's adjusted so well and has been having fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's ups and downs. He's, a little bit more emotional or whatever. It's a little bit of a roller coaster, but I feel I couldn't have asked for it to go really any better. It has its own challenges, but yeah, he's been a great big brother. She's been a little angel baby. She's adorable.
Yay. Sounds like sleep is going well for you.
Yes. And I don't want to be that mom who's over here my baby, whatever, for the whole world to hear. But yes.
Do it.
She is a great sleeper. the sleep gods blessed me this go around because I was not very blessed the first time with Jack, but
Oh,
the
no.
universe gives you what you need, and apparently I needed some more sleep, so the universe has given me
There
that.
you go. There you go. Well, we're so excited for you. We're so happy to have another habit baby
We need to make onesies.
around. Oh my gosh, wait, that's genius. We do.
Little habit onesies, like, even if we don't put them on,
Yeah.
like, on the, like, the merch, like, I should get one created for her because that's adorable.
Yeah. Oh, we'll put this in
Fairlane.
the habit group chat. Yeah, I was about to say, we'll put this in the group chat whenever we hang up. Fairlane's got an order coming for her.
She's already on it.
Yeah, speaking of our merch, I mean, solid plug. Did you see how adorable that box tee was on Morgan?
Yes, I love the color too. I was really thinking about getting one, but Joey always tells me I have too many shirts for the gym that I don't even wear. So
Whatever. This is your job. You're
and
representing.
it's easy access for breastfeeding. That could be my excuse.
Oh, you don't need an excuse or anything when you're breastfeeding. You say, Joey, I just carried your baby for 9 months. Give me this box tee. It's so cute, though. I want to get it. So if you're wanting any merch, go look at our merch on our website. It's pretty dang cute.
Does everyone in the habit world know that you got a new different job? Your transition?
I don't think so. Oh, that's a good question. I don't think so. I don't think I've recorded since I left my old job, and I was really not trying to say anything
Yeah, I remember
before
that.
that. But I do remember on our 2025 episode talking about like our bud for the year, whenever
Oh,
what we're looking forward
yeah.
to this year. I said I was looking forward to new beginnings, and that was talking about my new upcoming job that I knew was coming. But
Oh.
I obviously couldn't say that. I don't think anyone from my old job listened to this podcast, but I was not about to shoot myself in the foot with it. Yeah, so I started a new job. I am doing real estate in Houston, so I'm a realtor, and it's been really good. I've been doing it for about 2 months. My clients have been incredible, the ones who've been with me, and I was like, "Hey, so we're gonna need to change up cadence a little bit." They all were so happy for me and excited. Y'all knew this because y'all call me crazy. I used to do all my check-ins at night, and now I need to do them in the morning. Very thankful for that change. It's been really good. I'm not having to do them at night anymore.
Well, I mean,
But it's been
check-ins with
great.
clients, you're so, like, invested in them that it's
Yeah,
so hard at
exactly.
night to give the energy that you really want to give to all your clients, so I bet that's way better to do them in
Mhm.
the morning.
Yeah, I've also, um I feel like I just think better in the morning, like, creative-wise of, like, figuring out solutions to, like, a problem that they come up with. One of the clients, I bet if she's listening this, she knows exactly who she is. I always show her my coffee mug. She's a big traveler, and I have a bunch of traveling coffee mugs. And so every morning I start off our Zoom me showing her a new coffee mug. And it takes me like a solid minute. I'm like caffeinated and wired and all over the place to calm down. I'm like, she gets me at my most chaotic energy, but it's like I'm just excited. I feel like I have new ideas, new thoughts, and all that in the morning. So maybe I'm becoming a morning person now. I don't know,
And just
but
giving
it's
that
been a
new
good change.
experience to your clients.
Exactly. Exactly. No, it's been great. It's been really good. My clients are amazing and they're all really understanding. I think we all are whenever we're just all trying to figure it out, battling multiple jobs or a job and a baby or jobs just in general and a crazy schedule. Everyone's been wonderful. But yeah, new beginning for me, new beginning for you.
And I feel like that
Look at
kind of
us.
works right into what we were gonna talk about today.
Exactly. You want to tee us up?
So
Go for it.
really today, we want to talk about kind of just preparing, if you can, for last minute plans or things just kind of pop up. Like this is like the summer season, especially the end of the school year, for moms out there too. A lot of things can pop up. Different summer plans can pop up. So we really want to
Mhm.
talk today about just different ways that you
Mhm.
can face those challenges, how to prepare for all the different things that are going to be thrown at you for summertime.
Exactly. I don't know about you, but it's become a theme, and I notice it in myself too. It can be hard whenever, you're trying to have goals and also have a social life over summer. Maybe you're a mom and you're used to your kids being gone and now they're home and that adds a different pressure. Or, you're younger and you're single and you're trying to meet people, so you're trying to go out and say yes more, but you have these goals to work on. It's been coming up a lot, especially so we're recording this the Wednesday after Memorial Day weekend, and this has been a theme throughout my check-ins this week of we have in our tracker that our clients fill out, we have a challenges box, and the holidays and just like barbecues and things popping up were a big challenge for people. So we thought that this was good and timely, and summer's only getting started, so these last minute plans are gonna be popping up left and right, and so we just wanted to give you some tangible tools for that. So I guess we can start with, Carly, you can start us off, and then I can follow up if I do anything different. But going into a holiday weekend, or, you have a client going into a situation where they're not really quite sure what's there. They know they need to eat there. They don't really know what the day's gonna look like. What are your tips for them on how to be successful?
Well, one thing, like you said, like, you don't know what's going to be at this party. So
Mhm.
there's a couple different things of, whether you eat beforehand and you just don't eat while you're there. Sometimes people don't like that option. There can
Mhm.
always be the other option of like, you can bring something to that party too. So whether it's a potluck or not, you can still bring something and say, you don't want to show up empty handed. And then it makes it kind of less weird for you. So you could bring
Yeah.
like a high protein option and like, oh, here's for everyone to share. And now you have something that can help you hit your macros while you're there and still
Mhm.
partake in the festivities of the day. So
Yeah,
preparing food wise like that. And then of course alcohol is always something that comes up.
for sure.
Summertime, those like what are they called? Like Trulies and all these different like drinks. It's it's hot. They're refreshing. It's fun. Like you're in the social environment. It's going to happen where there's going to be alcohol there and maybe you didn't plan ahead for it.
Mhm.
Have some things in mind of the drinks that you can reach for if you do decide to drink. If it wasn't your plan and now it's like, "Oh, and now I wanna drink." What are some things that, like, the macros for or, like, there's lower calorie options? So, looking
Mhm.
at, Trulies, like, Trulies are a little bit on the lower end, or if you like liquor, if you do vodka, soda, and lime, like, that's gonna be something that's a little bit less expensive for your macros, and you
Mhm.
can still partake, but then also, like, setting a hard limit for yourself is gonna help you, "Okay, 2 drinks today, it's not gonna lead to me just binging on all the snacks, and then I'm
Yeah.
still gonna feel good tomorrow," to be able to have the self-control to still continue to hit my macros the next day too. So
Mhm.
bringing something to eat for yourself and then having in mind, like, a drink limit and the drinks that you can go for that aren't too expensive with your macros.
I always like to bring this up, and I think it's common knowledge for some people, but I think it's very not common knowledge for a lot of people. Do you wanna tell them the lies that those nutrition label tells you on the back of Trulies, how they're only 2 grams of carbs and nothing else but
Yeah, like,
100 calories?
I don't know, we of course, all of our clients now, like, I always tell my clients, "Look at the label. Everything that you're going to eat, you should be looking at the labels, that way
Yeah,
you know what you're getting yourself into." And I don't know why, but for so many people, it doesn't compute. I guess because you don't know the macro math until you're kind of introduced into it. But if you look at it, it's like 100
exactly,
calories, and you're
yeah.
like, oh, I'm only drinking 2 grams of carbs. But once you get into macro tracking, you're like, wait a minute.
Mhm.
So each gram of carb has 4 calories. There's only 2 grams of carbs. 2 times 4 is 8 calories. And it has zero for everything else. So
Uh-huh.
how does it say 100 calories but also only 2 grams of carbs. Um, so alcohol isn't
Yeah.
a macronutrient that is tracked. So it gets a little bit more, I wouldn't say difficult, but it gets different when you're trying to log your alcohol. So Macros First actually has that
Mhm.
drink calculator that I tell all my clients about. Like, that's going to be your easiest way to log that in
It's
there.
so nice.
Don't just go and log,
Yeah.
oh, truly, like looking it up in your diary, because when you input that in there, it's going to put what the
Yeah.
nutrition label says. 2 grams of carbs, 100 calories. Now your macros are going to be off and you're likely going to over consume calories because to you or to your tracking app, you've only had those 2 grams of carbs. Now you have all these other carbs that you could eat elsewhere, but if you actually log it in the alcoholic drink, now you're truly tracking closer to what that caloric intake is.
I feel like this fad has died down a little bit, but back when like keto was really hot and heavy a couple years ago, it's like, oh, Trulies are keto friendly. They're 2 grams of carbs. And it's like, well, if you track the Trulies as, truly, pun intended, only carbs, it's 25 grams of carbs. It's not 2. And like, let's be honest, on a summer day when it's 100 degrees outside, it's pretty easy when you're out at the pool for 6 hours to have 4 Trulies. I'm going to be honest. I'll show my hands there. And that's 100 grams of carbs. 100 grams of carbs for 4 drinks that like you're not getting any nutrition. You're probably very hungry still. And so I think that that's the biggest scam, and just the thing that is most eye-opening for people is, one, when you're out, realizing how much calories can quickly slip away from alcohol. So it's nuts. I remember the first time I found that out, I was like, "What in the world?" It made me so mad. But yeah, I think your tips are really great. Some of the things that I tell my clients too, because you can semi-gauge people who it's they're not going to bring their food and they're not going to eat before. It's really uncomfortable for them, so they're going to go and they're going to try to do their best, which is fine. So I always say you can treat your calories a little bit like a budget, in a sense, where you're having higher protein in the morning, higher protein at breakfast, and trying to eat lower carb, lower fat at breakfast and lunch. And then that gives you a bigger budget of your carbs and fats to have at dinner or wherever it is. Because realistically, probably the protein might be harder to hit, but the carbs and fats are going to be super, super easy to hit. So you want to kind of give yourself a bigger budget to have there. Another thing that's really important is to make sure you're plating everything. If you're just grabbing from a bag or grabbing off a table, you're probably going to overeat significantly or underestimate what you think you're eating, because you're not having that visual tie. Your brain and your eyes are not visually seeing the serving that you're eating. And so this is where, you can really underestimate what you eat. And then it just leads to frustration, because you get a week down the line or to the end of that week and then you're frustrated. You haven't seen any progress. Oh, I was so on it. My macros are so great. But you're actually really, really underestimating how much you ate. So you really actually ate way more than you did. So those are kind of the things that I like to tell my clients too.
I've also mentioned with the plating things to my clients, like, plate it, and you're obviously not gonna just, I mean, some people do, like, whipping out your phone in the middle of this party and, "Oh, I'm gonna try to track this right now." Take your phone out, and instead of trying to track it right there, just take a picture of it.
Yeah,
Take a picture of it, put your phone back in your pocket, your purse, whatever, and then later
totally.
on, you have that picture to refer back to and see, okay, now I'm gonna try to track this, like, after the fact, so that way you have that visual and you can see, like, okay, that really looks like this amount or this looks like this amount, so you're not sitting there on your phone trying to track everything, like, as it happens, but once you get better and better with tracking macros and you
Yeah.
see the serving size in your mind, you're like, "Okay, this is probably this amount of carbs," like, roughly, and then that plating, it really helps to see, like, okay, this is where I'm
Right.
kind of roughly at for right now for the day.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that? This is like kind of taking a left turn, but not really. Have you seen anyone take those pictures and put them into Chat GPT and tell them what they think their macros is? Have you seen that yet?
I've heard that, and I've also heard,
Yeah.
I think, doesn't Macros First have AI tracker where you can take
Oh,
a
you know
picture of your
what?
food?
I've seen that. I don't know if that was coming soon or if they did launch it, but I forgot about that. Yeah, they are doing that.
I'm gonna open up my app right now. I can't remember if it was something new or not. Oh,
If only I didn't just shove a quesadilla in my mouth before
yes,
we got on this
it's
podcast.
Yeah, we have it. So if you like for Macros First users, you would just click on the plus sign to add a food on the far right. It says AI. Then you click on the camera and you can log from AI. I'm going to try that later.
Whoa. I know. I want to try that to see how accurate it is. I'm sure it's really easy if they're like the AI can clearly see each ingredient. I think it's going to get tricky when there's like a multi-ingredient
Yeah.
thing. But I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but the AI is it's like they're learning things quick. So I feel
Yeah.
like it'll eventually get to the point where it's actually really accurate, which will make your life a lot easier.
So wild.
It is wild. I can't think about it too much. Like sometimes I'm like, hell yeah, that'll be awesome. And sometimes I'm like, it's coming for my job. And I don't know how I feel about that, but that's a
And
topic
now
for
and now
another
why
day.
did I even pay for my college education? I could just AI, ChatGPT, literally everything.
Okay, wait. Wow, we're really going down a rabbit hole here. My cousin works for a software company that I'm not going to name it because I don't know what I can say and I can't say. But it's like preventing it'll flag college kids or high school any kids like paper. Whenever they turn it in, they have to turn it in through this system and it'll flag it if it was made by AI.
We are getting further and further down this rabbit hole because I literally just saw something the other day that someone put the Declaration of Independence in an AI
Stop it.
detector and it said it was like 99% possible that it was
Played.
AI. I don't know how true it is. I didn't look into it, but that it like makes me really weirded out that
I
would
don't
say
like
that.
it.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's
It's
crazy.
like time travelers.
Yeah.
Like someone went back in time,
Whoa.
wrote the Declaration of Independence. Okay. Anyways,
Dun dun dun. This is now a conspiracy theory podcast. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Oh, it is
um,
crazy. I could keep going off of that, but we really got to turn back to macros because I just watched a movie about the pyramids and that there's a whole underground system and there's technology. And I'm like, no way. But maybe. I'm like,
how
I
did we
don't
get here,
know.
Kristen? How did we get here?
How do we get here? How do we get out? Scanning your food, taking pictures of your food. Also, we're going to bring this right back to where we started. Also, if you take a picture of your food, like Carly said, and you don't eat all of it, take a picture again of what you have left before you're done so you can figure out how much you ate and how much you didn't eat. But yeah, like plating your food is really important. Also, making sure you just pay attention to your hunger cues, eat very slowly, especially in social settings if you have some social anxiety and like it's a easy fixation to like do something with your hands by having like a drink in them or eating. It's really important to try to slow down and give your body time. Like it takes typically around 15 minutes for your brain to catch up with your stomach and vice versa. So, this is why, like, if you're super hungry and you eat super fast, then all of a sudden you're so full later on because your brain didn't have enough time to catch up and tell you that you're full. So giving your body time and, eating slowly and taking the 15 minutes between plates, or if you might want to go grab something else just to see if you're even hungry anymore is important, and it's uncomfortable. You might have to sit there and tell yourself, okay, I'm just gonna wait, just wait. But it gets a lot easier with practice. It's hard and it's uncomfortable in the first few times, like I'm gonna be honest, especially if you're very new to a health journey and maybe the people around you aren't on theirs yet. It's uncomfortable, but it gets so much easier just the more you kind of lean into it.
And I kind of have like a two-prong response with that. Like,
Love it.
that's why
Go.
we really encourage balancing and still enjoying food and not restricting yourself, because the more that you restrict yourself in your day to day, the more that you're going to want to just binge those foods that are at like whatever party or event that you're at, like chips and salsa, chips and guac, like burrito,
Uh-huh.
whatever's at that party, if you're restricting yourself and telling yourself you can't have those things, when they're in front of you and you're going, off track, it's gonna be so much harder to stop yourself. It's gonna be easier to just continue eating
Yeah.
because, "Oh, I have to eat it now because I can't have it, normally." Um,
Mhm.
and with that, it's also sometimes easier to do that in a deficit too, because there is a little bit of restriction that goes into being in a deficit. Like there's some sacrifice there because you have weight loss goals, you have those goals there. And so there is going to be some level of sacrifice versus maintenance. When you're in maintenance and you're fully fed and you're satisfied throughout the day, a lot of times you're going to have less cravings and it's not going to be as tempting to go and fill up on all of these other things because you are more satiated
Mhm.
throughout the day. So you need to pay attention to, what phase you're actually in. If it's a deficit, you might want to be a little bit more mindful when you go out to those parties and things that like you're probably going to be tempted a little bit more than you would be if you were in maintenance. And so that's, a lot of times when I
Yeah.
talk to clients about, when they're going to be in a deficit or when they're going to be in maintenance, typically I
Mhm.
try to have clients somewhere around maintenance, like during the summertime and somewhere around
Yeah.
maintenance during
Same.
like the holidays, because those are
Yep.
two times that it's really, really hard to maintain that deficit because of social events, family events and things. Those are really
Mhm.
tempting where we have all these extra foods, these snacks, the parties, the drinks. And so it gets more difficult whenever you are in a deficit.
Yeah, exactly. I do the same thing, and my clients who are in maintenance right now, maybe not like because they wanted to, but because their body was plateauing. I tell them, I'm like, this is honestly one of the best times to be in maintenance because you don't have to stress about these things that'll pop up. Because at the end of the day, when you're in a deficit, you're either in a deficit or you're not in a deficit. And if you continue to have things pop up over the summer that are taking you out of a deficit, it's only going to leave you frustrated because you're not truly able to be at your calorie range that you're supposed to in order to lose fat. And so it can just be really defeating. And then you just spent 3 summers worried about social events and you weren't even in the deficit to see the change. And so being at maintenance, like this is chef's kiss the best time to be in maintenance. It's so nice.
And people don't realize how easy it is to take yourself out of a deficit. Say you have two events, one on
Mhm.
a Saturday, one on a Sunday, and this is gonna sound high, but, like, say you have an extra 700 calories each time. That's easy with the carbs, with the alcohol.
Easy.
4
Yeah.
Trulies, 400 calories, like, that's a
Yep.
lot. So, with the alcohol and everything, say you have an extra 700 on Saturday, extra 700 on Sunday, that's 1,400 calories. That's another
Yep.
200 calories every single day. Like, if you were to, like, average it out, that's an extra 200 calories every single day. You've taken yourself
Mhm.
basically out of the deficit. Like, your average is gonna be a lot higher. So, it is really
Mhm.
easy to get yourself out of that deficit.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. So if you're in maintenance right now, soak it in. Have obviously again, it's easier to also take yourself out of maintenance into a surplus. Just like it is out of a deficit into maintenance. But enjoy it. Like you just have a little bit more freedom in maintenance. But social events can be really intimidating. It does get easier with time as you get more comfortable, like Carly said, with not restricting yourself and allowing yourself to feel okay around certain foods or certain people or certain environments. But it's going to be uncomfortable at first, but you have options. Carly said you can eat before. You can bring your own food. It's easy if it's a potluck, like bring something really high protein and then grab someone more than likely is bringing a veggie tray. Like eat what you brought, put some veggies on there and call it a day and move on. Um, you can eat higher protein during the beginning of the day, lower carb, lower fat during the beginning of the day, and having a little bit more of um, a stretch and a runway with your carbs and fats. But you just got to be careful. You can dive into AI. There's things. There's things.
Okay, Kristen, we're not going down that rabbit hole again
Oh
with
no,
the
I
AI.
refuse. I refuse. We should just name this podcast like Navigating Summer plus a little AI
Navigating summer and conspiracy theories.
and conspiracy theory.
Um
Comment in the podcast what your favorite conspiracy theory is.
I would say
Uh,
though, my absolute number one tip that I would tell any client or anyone who's not even a client is just building that foundation, because the more consistent you are with, hitting your macros and having that that fitness, that health of, okay, 9 times out of 10, like I'm hitting my macros or eating health foods and paying attention to what I'm putting in my body. When you go out, it's going to be like this really small blip in the radar. Like if 6 days out of
Yep.
7, 52 weeks out of the year, like if you're hitting your macros, that one day where you're going to some unexpected event that popped up, like it's really truly not going to matter because you've built that foundation. And something I
Totally.
always say to my clients is one day of perfect eating, hitting your macros like on the dot is not going to get you exactly where you want to be. It's not going to give you the dream body. One day of imperfect eating is not going to give you the worst body ever. And like, okay, now I've gained all my weight back. Like it's just, either side of the spectrum, it doesn't work like
Yeah,
that.
it doesn't work that way. Yeah, no, so true. That triggered a thought, and now I don't remember where that thought was going. But it is, I mean, it's true, and just being honest with yourself too, of um going day by day, maybe doing a reflection each week, going day by day and truly seeing, um you know, was I accurate? Was I within range? I think that's a nice thing about our tracker is it gives you a visual. But if you, you're not a client yet, or you're a past client that's still tracking macros, sometimes it's a lot easier to think you're more on track than you are because you had 1 or 2 perfect days that week, but then you're ignoring the other 5 or 6 days that you're not so on track. So, building that foundation and just not making excuses for yourself on days that you don't need to make excuses, like you can do it, is important to just kind of hold yourself to a certain caliber.
Yeah, and once you've been doing it for a long time, like, pretty much all of us, all the coaches here at the Habit, have been tracking macros for an extended period of time. And that doesn't mean
Uh-huh.
tracking every single day for years on end, but paying attention to our health and fitness and tracking macros. We've been doing it for such a long time. When that
Mhm.
happens, you really can look back, year to year and see that like you've still made progress in the right direction, whether that be physical, whether that be your relationship with food. And things have happened. There's been unexpected events in
Totally.
the 10 plus years I've been tracking my intake and, on my health journey. That's an ongoing endeavor. Like there's been things that
Mhm.
pop up, but when you look at it as a whole, the whole journey, like you're still moving forward. There's been 12 Christmases since I've been tracking and I've done perfectly fine. There's
Yeah.
been 12 summers, like, and I'm still moving forward. And I'm sure that you have
Yeah.
kind of seen that in yourself too.
Totally. Yeah. Date nights, married, engaged, friends getting married, engaged, holidays, birthdays, things. You had 2 babies during your 12 years too. Like that's life. Life doesn't stop. And we don't want life to stop, but making sure your foundation is I love that you put that. Your foundation needs to be really good because that's really what matters.
Yeah, it's just something that you always can fall back on. It doesn't matter
Mhm.
this little pop-up event that happened or maybe this week, 3 different things pop up. It is not the end of the world. We are trying to provide you with the tools to just jump right back into your health journey, not just throwing in the flag because you had 3 off days in a week. It happens to all of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Truly, it happens to all of us, even us coaches. We have things that pop up and days that go awry and we just move on. We don't let it rock us. We get right back into the swing of things the next day and just keep going. We don't dwell on it. We don't turn 1 day into 2 days, 2 days into 5 days, 5 days into 2 weeks. Like that's where it becomes a really slippery slope. And I tell my clients that, especially, after this holiday weekend, I'm like, don't make 3 days turn into a full week. Like keep 3 days at 3 days. Don't turn it into a full week. If you're going on vacation for a week, you're going to Europe, you're going wherever, you're going to the beach, don't turn a week into a month. Like, make sure you're getting back onto the swing of things immediately, which is, it's easy to do, but it's also hard to do if you are not on top of yourself and setting yourself up for success.
Yeah, because not tracking and enjoying yourself and vacation, it feels really good. It's easy. It's less mental energy, but it makes it more difficult in the long run. So really, it's about picking
Mm-hmm.
your difficult, picking your hard. So do you want easy now, hard later? Or do you want a little bit harder now, tracking macros, and it's going to make your life easier in the future? So it's picking out when you want
Mm-hmm.
that hard.
Totally, for sure. This will be my last thing I'll say that reminded me of, I saw a video on Instagram and it's like, you don't really realize how much more life you get to live by being healthy, and not just by years, but by what you get to do. Like this guy specifically, he was like, I climbed this mountain to see the most beautiful view ever. And I got to do that, and I got to see that and experience that because I've taken care of my body. I was able to take that, 4-mile hike that took me 2 hours. I was able to do that. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so true. By being healthy, you just get to experience so much of the world. And so, I'm young, Carly, we're all young, but like you got to do now, like what we're doing now is very important for how we're going to be living in our 70s. And so, make sure you're never too old to start, but you're never you're not young enough where you can just push it off for 10 years. Like start it now, start it wherever you are now.
Yeah. What you do now affects every day from the future.
Mm-hmm. If that's not a kick in the booty, I don't know what is.
I'm going to go eat something real good for me now. I'm going to go.
There you go. I know I got to go pull some meat out from the freezer and get dinner going.
All right. Well, make sure you track it with AI.
Oh my gosh. Actually, I'm really going to try. I'm going to go down an AI rabbit hole. Let me know if you want in on the party.
All right. Let me know if it works. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.